Welcome to Great Leaders Serve. I'm your host, Kevin Best, and today we have Jon Spacher. He is CEO of the Fee Brothers. Those of you who make mixed drinks would know the Fee Brothers very well, as I do. They make great product for us to help us out on the weekends and during the week. So I'm going to turn it right over to you, Jon. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks, Kevin. Thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about your business and what your role is over there.
Sure. So I'm very lucky to be in the family that landed me as the fifth generation owner of a 160-year-old business. We've reinvented ourselves over many, many years. And now we sell bitters, brines, botanical water, syrups, and mixes all around the world. Our global distribution continues to expand, but our market in the United States continues to grow as well. So we're very lucky that people enjoy drinks, both alcoholic and non-alcoholic.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, so I was introduced to you by a friend who highlighted to me that the way that you and your family run your business has a lot of character and a lot of leadership that deals with serving others as part of the management system. Can you walk me through how you came about? Was it you who came about it? Was it a previous generation that came about how to serve the employees that you have through that kind of management system?
Sure, thanks. So I think over the years, people stub their toes. Hopefully they don't drive their car off the cliff, but they stub their toes on things that don't work, and then they learn from them. And I was very fortunate to have spent 24 years in corporate America in the world of insurance. I worked for an insurance company, and as I stubbed my toes and continued to learn, what I learned was that servant leadership works the best for me and for the teams that I saw and then was lucky enough to support. And so, we all have the same goals, but we have different roles in achieving those goals. And I think when people trust each other, you can move quickly, and that trust comes from the support of each other. One thing that I will say is, it's business to me is very much like a broken bicycle, being in a race on a broken bicycle, and we can't stop to fix the bicycle. If we did, as soon as we got back on it, something would break again, and we can't stop pedaling because we're in a race. So how do we continue to pedal and fix the bicycle at the same time? And we can only do that through the team that we have and the trust that we have for each other and through supporting each other. And you just every day wake up and continue to pedal and attend to what needs to be fixed. And the last thing that I would say is, I hope that we have built a safe place to fail. I know that sounds very cliche, but it means a lot to us at Fee Brothers. Fail fast, and it's okay to fail, but fail fast and share what you learned, and let's move on. And it has allowed us to double in size over the last 3 years, and also we're up 54% so far year to date. So whatever the team is doing, it's working, and I am fortunate to have a team like this to support.
Well, it sounds like in your role, you're taking on role a little bit more of the visionary of the organization and allowing the people below you to really impart the what you're actually trying to achieve, and allowing them to come up with solutions based upon the ideals that you guys want to have. Does that make sense to you? Am I hearing you correctly on that?
You are. The only thing that I would add to that is that I'm also a big fan of the phrase, necessity is the mother of invention. And we are incredibly fortunate. The fourth generation, I say, did the hard work. They created the demand, my aunt and my uncle. They created tremendous demand around the world. And we have what I call the easy part, which is scaling up the business to meet that demand. So when you use the word visionary, I just wouldn't want anybody to be misled to think that I'm creating a vision and then we're forming the company to reach that vision. We're very lucky that there is a need out there, and these needs are driving the decisions that we're making. How do we take the best care of our employees that we can? And how do we listen to the world and take the best care of our customers that we can?
So you've mentioned a couple things over the last couple statements. One, you talked about stubbing your toe a number of times. You
Yes.
talked about fast failure. You've talked about caring for your employees and caring for your customers here. So when you think about the issues and problems that allowing your team to fail, encouraging them to fail, allowing yourself to stub your own toes and learn from that. What are the problems that you have that come about from that you feel are unique to the management style that you guys run?
It's a great question. I don't think anybody, anywhere, any company is perfect. So problems are going to happen no matter what philosophy you adopt. It's just, are we going to openly talk about it, get it out there, get it on the table, figure out what went wrong, how to hopefully not let that happen again and move on? Or are we going to build a culture where it's frowned upon when people fail? And to be working in the drink mix, in the food manufacturing industry, as opposed to being a brain surgeon, it's okay to fail every once in a while. But what that means for me personally at work is sometimes we're exploring avenues that we think are going to lead somewhere, and maybe they don't necessarily work out. So, okay, we went down that path, it wasn't working, let's change direction. It's okay to do that. Have a plan, but it's okay to change direction. And what it can mean for our employees is we understand you, if you're in a position of empowered with authority to make decisions, we understand you're going to do the same thing. If you're in a position where you're more of an individual contributor to the production process, we understand you're going to make a mistake. And sometimes we might get to the end of a batch and say, oh, something was off. We forgot to put in, and I'm using this example, I don't think this has ever happened, but we forgot to put in one ingredient into this mix. We need to dump the batch. These things are going to happen, and it's okay, but let's then build a process to ensure that they don't happen again, or that we don't spend too much time going down the wrong path.
So when you think about the unique financial challenge that is posed to to a company that has grown as much as you have over the last 3 years and 54% this year, as you had said, how do you empower your employees to be able to handle the challenges that deal with that kind of growth?
Again, I think that we're very lucky. I count my blessings every day that we are in the industry that we're in and that we're in the business that we're in, because as I said, I feel like the fourth generation did all the hard work and we have all the fun work. We're in a very, you'd mentioned the financial challenges. We're in a very unique economic situation with this business because our products have a long shelf life. There are multiple buffers built into our supply chain. So that helps us with the ebb and flow of demand. We are not a commoditized product. If you want to get black walnut bitters anywhere in the world, you have to get V Brothers Black Walnut Bitters. And so we're not competing as most companies do on price. We still have to have a reasonable price, but we're not trying to undercut our competition. And I think it's important to note that we're very lucky that our products bring people together. We are not a divisive product. I don't think there is any side that we could take in anything. And what a wonderful thing to be a product that brings people together, both in the spirits world and in the non-alcoholic world. And so when you put all of that together, and then you have the best team of employees that I could ever ask for, the financial challenges that we have are few, because we do see growth. We do see wonderful margins. And while we stub our toes day after day through the weeks, things generally work out for us. And so I can't, right now we're looking for land to expand. I think that's our biggest challenge, and that is financial adjacent, if you will. We're in a 25,000 square foot facility today, and we are looking for an 85,000 square foot building, or 6 or more acres that we could build on, that we could own. I think that's our biggest financial challenge today, but it's more about finding the property than it is about the finances. So we're very lucky that most things are going our way.
That's wonderful. So when you think about it, specifically, let's go to this property, for example, that you're searching out for, plus all the other people that you work with that are outside of Fee Brothers. You have professional advisors that you have to deal with all the time. Those professional advisors, whether they're attorneys, they're accountants, other insurance people, financial people, real estate people, when you're dealing with them, when you look at their skill set versus their attitude towards servant leadership, does one take precedence over the other? Do you need both, do you feel, when you're working with your outside advisors?
It's a great question. I think that how we are connected with people is really based on relationships. I think relationships in most industries are the most important things. And so if we have referrals from people we know and trust, then we will connect with those people. And, number one, they need to be competent in their area of expertise. But number two, we also want to work with people that we enjoy working with and that we trust. Again, if you trust people, you can move so quickly. And so if we find competent people that we enjoy and trust, off we go. I will say to your question, that the people we seem to enjoy and trust do adopt a philosophy of servant leadership. And so we enjoy that. I wouldn't say that it's one of the criteria for working with somebody. It seems to be something that naturally happens on its own.
Wonderful. And when you think about it, you also, you have your own life, and you have your own family, and you have your personal professionals. If I asked you the same question and said, do your personal professionals also adopt that servant leadership, or just naturally fall into that in terms of the people you work with? Would you say that that is true as well? And how does skill set also go into that?
Yeah, and I hope I'm not oversimplifying my answer, but I think it's the same thing as I said before, which is, we are connected to people. The networks that we build in the community are worth more than most things. And so if we are referred to people, or people are referred to us, we trust that referral based on the reference that's made. And so if you're finding competent people that you enjoy working with and you trust, again, the folks that you find yourself on the same wavelength with are typically folks that espouse a servant leadership approach.
So let's go outside of the business for a second here. There are other things that you're doing within your community that talk about how you promote the fact that you have been successful. The fact that you're part of a successful company allows you to go outside into the community and benefit the community more. What are some of the things that you're doing outside in the community to help with and utilizing the management style that you like to utilize?
Sure. We're very lucky that we've been able to find a solution to one of our needs, which is labeling. All of our bitters bottles are hand labeled, and for well over 10 years, as the cocktail industry has exploded and mixology has exploded around the world, we found ourselves needing more people to label our bottles of bitters. And so many years ago, we went to ARC of Monroe County, and we were able to partner with them to have most of our domestic bitters bottles labeled. That's a tongue twister. And so it's been a wonderful thing to both accomplish a need that we have in business and also support the ARC of Monroe through ArcWorks. And when you can find synergies like that, it's just a phenomenal opportunity to get work done and serve your community.
Can you explain what ARC of Monroe County is?
Sure. So ARC has services for Monroe County for people with mental challenges. And some of those folks are residents of ARC. And from ARC, they have ArcWorks, which is a business operation. And I hope I'm explaining this while I'm doing them justice. That where they are able to employ the people they serve. And so they are able to have jobs, part-time, full-time jobs at ArcWorks, and we're able to contribute to that workload and help to build a robust environment for them to succeed.
Well, so it sounds like, and it doesn't sound like you're doing this just as a favor. It sounds like this is actually a wonderful aspect of the business that allows you to maintain the profitability that you want to maintain, allows you to have great employees. Those employees, some of those employees sounds like they might have some mental challenges that you, as you said, but they're able to produce work at a level that allows you to grow your business as much as you've had. Has there been any discussions by outsiders that see that and say, is that just a charity thing or is that a productivity thing? Do people talk to you about that are outside looking at how you work with ARC?
It's the first time anybody's asked that question so pointedly, and I'm glad that you did. It is sincerely a work thing. It is a business need that just so happens to support a wonderful group of folks in Monroe County. So that's where that came from. And part of the reason why that evolved through the fourth generation connecting with them is because my aunt, who was my aunt and uncle's sister, also needed help and needed services from ARC. And so we wanted to engage with them however we could. And this was a way that the fourth generation found, and we've been proud to be able to continue that. So the reason why this came about was very much because of a business need. We are just very happy that the silver lining to all of it is that we get to support a community that's supporting wonderful people and has been able to help our family too.
I think that's absolutely wonderful. I think when you think about it, people of all ages, capabilities, they want to be productive members of society, and to have a business like yours that is as successful as yours, to be able to give anybody of any ability an ability to produce something that allows them to feel gratified, allows them to feel important, allows them to feel needed. I think that's a wonderful addition that you're bringing to the community and to your organization.
Well, thank you. Frankly, we feel like we're the lucky ones, and it's always nice to be able to stop by ArcWorks and thank everybody for what they're doing for us. Just a phenomenal operation with really incredible capacity to do things that we wouldn't be able to accomplish on our own. So we're we're the lucky ones.
So tell me, you talked about networking before, finding other leaders, servant leadership devotees, I would say, or other people that follow in your management style. How do you find them? You said that you do some networking, but talk to me a little bit about the networking that you do, not only locally, but beyond that. As you said, your businesses sent things internationally.
It's been wonderful to figure out, to meet people and to try and understand best you can in the limited time that you have with folks, what motivates them. And so I've been very fortunate that I haven't needed to purposefully go out and seek servant leaders to connect with. I've had the luxury of being able to connect with a great number of people through my career in insurance, and also now through my time at Fee Brothers in multiple industries, through government, through business, through the cocktail industry itself, and from distributors to the mixologists that are out there. Very, very fortunate. And I think as you get to know people and you listen to what motivates them and what makes them tick, you find yourself resonating with people who are out in the world doing good things and taking care of people. And I've had a philosophy for most of my professional life that we all need to fill our buckets first. Because if I'm not filling my own bucket first, then at some point in time, I am going to be the one who needs from other people. And maybe that day will come, and it has happened over the years, and I've been fortunate to be surrounded by people who also have full buckets. But if I can fill my own and have it pour over and then share that with folks around me. You ask about meeting other leaders, other servant leaders, and I've been very fortunate to be connected with other leaders that have also filled their own buckets in a way that it is overflowing and they get to share it with other people. And that's just where I think a lot of magic happens in the world and with friends and family and society. And so I've been very fortunate in that way.
So I got just maybe one or two questions left for you, but this one deals with how you are passing on your leadership to others. So can you talk a little bit about not only within Fee Brothers, but also outside in the community? What are you doing to help those other people who want to learn management style that deals with servant leadership, finding out that servant leadership can actually be incredibly profitable? How do you help both within Fee Brothers and outside in the community?
I think mentorship, I view mentorship not only as a joy, but also as an obligation. I have been incredibly fortunate to have wonderful mentors that helped me. They have opened doors for me. They've hit me upside the head with a 2x4 when I needed it to understand that I'm bullishly running in the wrong direction. They've helped me see things that I would have been blind to. And because of their care and their mentorship of me, I have flourished because of it. And I find it, therefore, both a joy and an obligation to pass that on. And so I've been very lucky to be a mentor to other people. People talk about having your own personal board of directors, and I believe in that. There are people that are in my life that I would consider to be on my board of directors because I continue to look for their counsel, and I hope to be able to continue passing that on, and hopefully am esteemed enough that I'd be flattered to be on others' boards of directors and help open doors for them as well.
Wonderful. Well, I want to thank you so much, Jon, for joining us today. And I want to thank everybody else for listening in. And I do want to remind everybody to pass on this valuable message by liking and subscribing and passing on these conversations to other people that you think could benefit from them. So again, Jon, I really appreciate you coming in today, and I wish you all the best going forward.
Thanks for having me.
For more information about the Center for Serving Leadership, visit our website at centerforservingleadership.com.